you for being here. It's sponsored by Thomas Jernigan Foundation, Bowie Outfitters, and Charity Steel. I'm Steve Davis, the founder of On River Time. And I'm here with my co-host and executive director, Wendy Garner.
Can you believe you created all this?
No. Most of you people have been part of this since the very beginning. And I just want you to know, 10 years is a long time to do anything. And I actually had a different color hair 10 years ago. More like yours, Mark. But we appreciate everything that you do, and we're really glad to see your faces out there. And I know we'll get through all this time with the mask and things, but I really appreciate you guys being here tonight.
Absolutely. Want to check back with Holt in the back. Are we good? We're good? That's a good thumbs up. Is that, I can't see through the lights. Okay. All right. So this is a hybrid event, and we are so excited to have you with us, whether you're here in this ballroom, which is just lovely. Thank you to everyone from the club for pulling this together. Macy, you've done an incredible job, and to all of our servers, thank you for everything you're doing. And we have people at home as well who are participating. You are in store for a special evening, one filled with inspiration and hope. And we couldn't do it without every single one of you, not only in this room, but also watching at home. So we appreciate you. You are our hope heroes, and we thank you for all you do to make a difference in the lives of children of abuse and neglect.
We'd like to take a moment to recognize and honor the people who came on board months ago to sponsor this event. And we really, really appreciate it. Bowie Outfitters from Houston, Texas, the Thomas C. Jernigan Foundation, Lisa, thank you. Charity Steel, McGriff Insurance, our friends there.
You're going too fast. We have slides.
Oh. Oh. Are they behind me? Oh, they're there. McGriff. Oh, sorry.
McGriff Insurance. Yeah. Also, Arch Insurance. Liberty Mutual.
Yeah, Liberty Mutual and Iron Shore. They've been a part of this thing since the beginning of time. CRC.
Emmeline. Where's Emmeline?
Yeah, Emmeline. Orvis Birmingham. Todd. Thank you, Todd. The Davis Family Foundation, which is the coolest table here.
Yay.
And our good friend Brad Robinson, who used to be the CFO, the treasurer for On River Time, but he is still a big contributor to what we do.
Thank you to our Caring Heart sponsors. We have Base 6 and Brassfield and Gorey, Coca-Cola United and Centropy Group, EXP Realty, Chad Beasley, and the Leadership Agency. Woo! Got some energy. Shug Carneros Winery and Amore Ristorante. Woohoo! AXA and Amwins Brokerage Group out of Georgia. And then we have some generous individuals, Mrs. Alice Schleusner, Mr. Jim Archibald, and Mr. Wood Heron. Please join me in thanking all of our sponsors.
I would like to share a quick story with you. I was interviewed recently, and the question that the individual asked me was, how do you continue the values of On River Time and share these values and project these values with the children that we serve? And in the context of the question, I understand what he was getting at. He was, trying to basically say, as a company, are you promoting the company values through what you do in your charity? And I got to thinking about it, and my response is that, our values are not something like a Saturday T-shirt with a logo that we put on. A company's value system is nothing more than the values of the people that exist in that company. And I want to recognize some people tonight that that really are the grounding and the foundation of our values. First of all, my wife Donna, who is my biggest prayer warrior around. Also, Tim Garner. You know, Wendy does so much work for us. And if you don't have a support system at home with the same value system, you know, it just doesn't work. He is an awesome individual. He is not with us tonight. His mother had a situation today. She's in the hospital, so he is at the hospital with her. Please have he and the family in your prayers and thoughts. Also, my good buddy Robert Plummer. I'm not sure where he is, but, you know, Beth works so hard for us, and it could not exist without the value system that they have in their home. So our values as individuals in our homes really support the value system that we project with these kids. There's no difference. You can't be one way at home and one way at work. And we're very, very fortunate to have our families who support that value system and reinforce that every day that we're out there. I'd like to recognize a few people. First of all, our board of directors.
Would you please stand so we can acknowledge you, our board?
Yes.
There you go. Milton, Emily, Bakari, John, Dave, Todd.
Our board is from California to New York.
And Canada.
And Canada. Yes.
They just flew in.
Yeah, we are now international.
That's right.
And we're working on something south of the border, if we could get into that. But we have the best board on the planet. They are awesome. They support us with great words of wisdom.
Very active.
They're engaged with what we do, and we're very, very appreciative of that. But some of them are here, and some of them are participating at home.
That's right. We also want to recognize our junior board. If you would please stand. They're helping us tonight as spotters in our live auction. We're putting them to work. Awesome. We love y'all. Thank you so much. And they also had a fabulous play shoot for us at Selwood Farms in the spring. It was the first annual, so we're going to be doing it again because it was amazing. And thank you to our volunteers who work behind the scenes gathering all the silent auction items that you've seen. They're just incredible, and they also have been helping with check-in and check-out. Volunteers, would you stand, please? So we can see you.
Yes.
I feel like you're making us stand. Thank you. Y'all are awesome. And then a huge, huge thank you to my right-hand gal, Miss Beth Plummer. She has been absolutely, she's phenomenal. I couldn't do what I do without her, and I'm just so, get over here, Beth. I'm just so grateful for her and all of the work that she does. You don't have to come up here.
Okay, she's pointing to me on what I need to be on the script. All right, so I just want you to know I'm going off script. 2 years ago, this lady joined our group, and it was one of the biggest blessings that we have. She took on River Time from here to there, brought in new ideas, very creative, good IT person as well. She can run a spreadsheet, but she is the best planner, leader. As Tim says, she has got a PhD in bossing. And, you know, I have 3 bosses. I go home, I got a boss. I've got 2 bosses between Wendy and Beth. But I want you to know how much we love you and appreciate you being a part of this. And it would not be where it is today without you.
It's my honor. Thank you. Thank you. We also have some special guests with us tonight. Our reigning Miss Alabama is here. You probably have seen her walking around. Miss Lauren Bradford, along with the director of the Miss Alabama program, Miss Nan Tenenbaum, who probably doesn't get recognized enough, right? That's right. And we have some special guests with us as well, the directors from some of the children's homes we serve. We have all the way from Texas, a big howdy to James Inman, the director of Steel Creek Ranch. Howdy, James. And he's not wearing his cowboy hat. We don't know what happened. And then also we have Drake Bassett and Sarah Hollis, who are with Palmer Home, which is out of Oxford, Mississippi, Hernando, Mississippi. Palmer Home is the second oldest children's home in the country. It's more than 100 years old, and we're so pleased. In fact, John Croyle went to meet with Palmer Home before he started Big Oak Ranch, so we love all these little connections. Michael Garrett from Homes of Hope for Children in South Mississippi couldn't be here tonight, and we're really sad we're missing the Croyles, but I think we have a picture. This is from tonight. Mrs. T. Croyle is being honored tonight as a woman of impact. And so obviously we knew that the family needed to be there, but they're going to be here next year. So you can see that's Brody and Kelly and John and Miss T and Luke and Sawyer as well. So we love them. We love all of you. Thank you so much for all you do. It is our greatest honor and privilege to come alongside you and support the work you do every single day. It's absolutely amazing. You blow us away, and we just love you so much. And we love your kids. We just love your kids. And along those lines, we got some very special kids with us as well. Can y'all see?
Where are they? Yes.
We've got Tony and Rana Osborne from Big Oak Ranch. We've got Ava, Leanne, May, Skylar, Gail. Am I missing anyone? I think that's everybody. And they're all past campers. So it was like a little reunion when we saw them come in. We're excited you're here. Thank you for coming. Okay. Oh. Well, as you know, 2020 has been a hard year for everyone. We're so pleased to be able to gather in person and also have people joining us, as we mentioned, virtually across the country, Lord willing. We had to learn new ways of doing things in 2020, including fundraisers. Some of you may have tuned in when we did this virtually last year, which was a new thing for us, and that's really what many nonprofits had to go the route of doing. But through that hard year, On River Time actually was able to expand our footprint, and we're really proud about this. When we learned that we couldn't have camps because of COVID, in April of 2020, it was just this helpless feeling of how do we serve? I mean, I was brand new to this role, and we can't take kids to camp. We can't. What do we do? How do we exist? And so I reached out to Brody back then and said, what can we do? And so we started with virtual programming, sending to them, and then we ultimately did SOAR. And these are pictures from SOAR. We went to Cahaba Clay Works, Earthborn Pottery, and took the kids from the Ascend program. These are all college-age students that are no longer at Big Oak. And we did special things with them. We also did some resume writing skills and job interview skills and etiquette class, just all different ways that we can
business
serve
ethics,
them.
yeah, we did business ethics and
that's
expectations,
right.
yeah.
And then we had our first Stay and Soar retreat.
We
Tell them
did.
about that.
It was a great weekend, and one of the highlights of that was we had Liz Huntley come and speak about her experience and her book to the kids, and I thought that was an amazing time for the kids. But
That
we,
was at
you know,
Purcell Farms.
Yeah.
Isn't it beautiful?
we shot guns. There was no Dick Cheney incident or anything like that. But we did shoot a lot of weapons.
Liz.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. It was great. So, and now as we're in 2021 and looking ahead to 2022, we're continuing all of that. So in addition to doing camps in the summertime, we're also doing this year-round programming now with the college-age kids to help prepare them for success in life. So we're really excited about that. Thank you. You know, and we would love mentors, you know, like people who are interested in certain businesses and fields. We had Adrian go to Base 6. He did some work with Base 6, and he was fabulous. Thank you. And he's now at the University of Alabama. So you guys, you are part of our team. And, you know, if you're interested in getting involved, and especially from a corporate position and maybe being a mentor or something to those, that would be great. We would love to hear from you. So Elizabeth Liz Huntley is an accomplished litigation attorney and dedicated child advocate, author, and lecturer. She practices law at Lightfoot, Franklin, and White in Birmingham. She is the recipient of many professional honors and awards, including earlier this month being named a Learning for Life honoree by Samford University. Congratulations. the Orlean Beeson School of Education. Liz is the president and co-founder of the Hope Institute, which is an organization in Alabama that helps schools build a culture of character for their students.
She's a leader in the movement to expand access to high-quality pre-K to all 4-year-olds in Alabama, and has received several state and national awards for her work for children. She regularly speaks to groups throughout the country and has published her memoir, More Than a Bird, and you have to read that book, which will be made available for purchase after tonight's event.
And a proceed of which is going back to On River Times.
Oh, that's nice. She earned her law degree from the University of Alabama, where she serves on the Law School Foundation Board of Governors. She received her undergraduate degree from Auburn. That is so weird. Where she is now a member of the Auburn University Board of Trustees. She and her husband, Tony, live in Clanton, Alabama, with 3 children. And I want you to know they're going fishing with us next June.
Yes, yes. It is our great privilege to introduce you to Miss Elizabeth Huntley.
So, as I speak in so many places across the country, I often tell people, you know, since I went to Alabama's law school and served on the Board of Governors at Alabama, and went to Auburn University and served on the Board of Trustees at Auburn University, that makes me interracial in the state of Alabama. You know, I'll never forget, I was at St. Mary's University in the Midwest, and I did a Q&A after my presentation, and someone asked me, they said, well, Liz, you know how people stigmatize you based on what region of the country you come from. And they said, will you talk a little bit about the racial issues in Alabama? And of course, I was gravely offended. And my response was, so do you mean crimson and white and orange and blue? Yeah, it gets pretty bad down there. So let me just say at the outset, thank you. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. Whatever brought you here tonight, whether it was a favorite Yoda friend or somebody drug you here, or you're here because a spouse made you come, or you're here because you serve on the board, or you're here because you're a benefactor organization from the work of On River Time. Let me say thank you for being here. And I hope that I can share something with you that might really humanize why we're here tonight. I have the privilege and quite honor to be able to participate in all kinds of events and dinners and those types of things. And all I hope that I can do, that God can use me to do before I get off this stage, is to somehow create a human connection to you, to what's happening tonight. Because it's so much bigger than our delicious dinner and that fabulous glass of wine I had, or getting to see these beautiful girls from Big Oak Ranch and my dear friend Lauren Bradford for Miss Alabama. I mean, all of those things are nice and they're fun, but at the end of the day, tonight is about changing lives. Tonight is about the role that you're playing today in changing a life. And so what I'd like to do today, or this evening, is to share with you a little bit about what I know about intervention and how it can change a life. And intervention in different ways, whether it be resources, whether it be direct human contact, whether it be supporting someone who does give in that capacity. But at the end of the day, it's really about the end game, which is the impact on that human life. Because one of the reasons I let people read sort of the stuff that I do and things that I've accomplished, I mean, I work at a great firm, Lightfoot, Franklin & White here in Birmingham, and have this fabulous opportunity to help play a leadership role in the 2 flagship universities in the state. And most importantly, I'm a mom. Now, there's no greater job than that, right? I mean, when you're entrusted with the children that God bless you, they're your responsibility. And guys, mine is kind of tall. I have a daughter who's about to be 22 Sunday, who's out in California in grad school. I have a daughter who's a sophomore at Vanderbilt University. And I have a son who's 6 years old, about to get ready for bed by his meemaw and in first grade. This is when you laugh. We call that a uh-oh. That was a complete surprise. Could have picked me up off the floor. But I promise you that's not happening again. And if it does, somebody's getting sued. I mean, we shut that store down. It's not happening again. But you know, God always knows what you need, right? And I will say, I will use God in my presentation without apology, because they asked me to come here and share my testimony, and they go hand in hand. There's no way I can share my testimony without acknowledging my Lord and Savior. So that's important to me no matter where I go, to say that with boldness. And I think that's missing today, us remembering our source. And so, you know, I'm so truly blessed. But guys, here's what I want you to see. My parents were drug dealers. I was born into a home where my mom and dad were drug dealers. And when I say they were drug dealers, I'm talking about the real deal. We lived in Huntsville, Alabama, you know, up where the Space and Rocket Center, you know, that place where they're so smart, your IQ drops when you get off the exit. So I was born into we lived in the Butler Terrace housing projects there in Huntsville, Alabama. My mom and dad weren't married, together sort of running this drug business. And there were 5 of us in the house, 5 kids. And we had 4 different fathers. And my mother had given birth to us from age 16 to 21. You do the math. So by all accounts, it was really a dysfunctional situation. And I will tell you, though, what's interesting to me is I think back during that time, until a certain point, it didn't seem dysfunctional to me. I was just an innocent kid. You know, I truly believe that God cloaks small children with what I call the cloak of oblivion. Like they're completely oblivious to what's going on. I remember there being people coming, I mean, they were drug dealers, and they ran drugs in the Butler Terrace Housing Project over into Beaufort Court. They dealt heroin and marijuana, which was when it was infiltrating the black community in the early 70s. And they even had people dealing drugs for them as far west, in 30 miles west into Decatur, Alabama. And here I was, this kid in this home, and people were coming and going in our house all the time. There were always bags of stuff that people were bagging up everywhere. There were piles of money everywhere. And I was just sort of used to it because I had nothing else to compare that to. So that dysfunction was my normal. It was all I knew. And at that time in my life, Maslow's laws were being met. I mean, I had food, I had shelter, I had toys and things that I want. My parents were drug dealers. And when I tell you, I mean, there was money. There were big cars, there were plenty of clothes, there were plenty of toys, we had stuff. Never wanted for anything. But whenever you're in that level of dysfunction, eventually something's going to happen, right? And my parents were no exception. Because I don't know about y'all, I don't know any drug dealers that are retiring with their 401k. I mean, it doesn't work that way, right? Eventually, something happens. And so when I was 5 years old, my dad got busted for dealing drugs, and he went to prison. And while he was in prison, my mom was trying to hold down the drug business herself, but she broke the cardinal rule of drug dealing. She started using their product, heroin, and she became a heroin addict. And for reasons unknown to me to this day, one day, it was the end of the summer, my mom packs up our clothes. It's not unusual for us to go visit a grandma or cousins or whatever in the summertime. She takes me and my younger sister to Clanton, Alabama, to the housing projects there, to my grandmother's house, my dad's mom, my paternal grandmother, and she leaves us there. She takes my middle sister to Hueytown, Alabama, and leaves her at an aunt's house. and she takes my only brother and oldest sister, will make arrangements for them to stay in Huntsville with her sister. And she goes back to that housing project. She goes upstairs into her bedroom, and she takes out a gun and commits suicide. So now I do know I'm in dysfunction, but I learn about it in such a harsh way because I didn't have adults that would sit down with me and help me process all of that stuff and work through my grief. No, I understood what was going on by hearing grown folks talk, just picking up bits and pieces of what they would say. And I overheard them saying things like, what was she thinking getting strung out on those drugs and stringing those 5 children across the state for all of us to have to take care of? And then their sorry daddy, he's in and out of jail, blah, 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 blah. Well, when you hear that, what do you start to think? I mean, I'm 5 years old. You start to think we're a burden on people, that nobody wants us. You know, my mom's checked out on me. My dad's in and out of jail. My siblings I've been with all my life are now gone. I mean, life changing in an instant. And I'm separated from my siblings for the first time. And actually, and you may find this hard to believe, but I actually started experiencing poverty for the first time, food insecurity, because my parents, who were drug dealers, had money and stuff all the time. And now in my grandmother's house, my grandmother, who was a courageous woman, because she left a very violent marriage in the late 60s. And when we moved in with her, she was raising the last 3 of her 8 children on her own during that time, cleaning houses for a living, earning an honest living, and getting food assistance to make ends meet because she wanted better for her children. And when I say food assistance, I'm not talking about an EBT card where you can go to the store like everybody else. I'm talking about food assistance back then was you go to the county health department at the first of the month and you stand in line and get a block of cheese, a bag of flour, a bag of sugar, you know, sort of staple things to help you get through the month. That became my new existence, you know, going from food everywhere to instead of 3 meals a day, it might be 2 meals a day. So it was a new existence for me. And if that wasn't enough to deal with at 5 years old, within a month of me moving into that house with my grandmother, one of her young adult sons started to sexually abuse me on a regular basis. So when I tell you guys I know about darkness, that I know about brokenness, that I know about hopelessness, I can tell you about it. You know, as a lawyer, a lot of times, you know, I'm a litigator, so we get in the courtroom and we get in front of that jury and we make a bold statement, and then in our opening statement, and then later we've got to prove what we said at the beginning. And what I'm here to tell you tonight is that God used people like you to save my life, to literally save my life. I'm trying to put a human face and the end result of advocacy in front of you guys tonight to give you a human reason for what we're doing here. The investment that we're making in human beings and the possibilities that can come from making that investment. I kind of consider myself a good ROI, don't you think? I mean, really? So please indulge me for a few minutes to just tell you just a little bit, a snapshot about my journey and how I got here and how it was people like you that literally saved my life, how that happened. So by way of background, we were in the early stages of integration in our community, little Clanton, Alabama, where I live to this day. And we had a lot of tensions in the air about integrating the schools. And I was of age to go to kindergarten at that time, but we didn't have public school kindergarten. Well, there were some ladies in our community, people just like y'all, that saw an issue and decided they wanted to do something about it. People just like Steve that saw something and decided to do something about it. So these ladies said, you know what? And these were African-American ladies in the community. They weren't educators, but they said, you know what? We're concerned about our kids being ready to go to school when they go across town. So we're going to open up a preschool. So they went and they got a community action grant. They partnered with the local Union Baptist Church there in our community, and they hired some of the black teachers that had lost their job in integration, and they opened up a preschool. And so I was of age to go to that preschool, and it was free. They had done this in a way where kids could go to free. And my point in sharing this with you is about the power of experiences, the power of the intervention of experiences, what On River Time does for children. Experiences are transformational, and they can impact the trajectory of a person's life. It's not just about getting to go to the beautiful Purcell's Farms for a few days. It's not about fly fishing. It's so much bigger than that. That's just the mechanism for the outreach. So you have to know my grandma to know I was going to go to this preschool. There were 4 things about her that we just knew. She didn't say it, but we understood. Number 1, church every Sunday. Door open, we were there. Number 2, you mind your elders. Now, I can tell y'all, DHR would have probably had my grandma arrested if they knew how she made us mind our elders. She was old school now. And number 3, you were clean. You know, she cleaned houses for a living. We may have lived in the housing projects, but you could have eaten off our floor. She had this saying, she said, clean don't cost a dime. Anybody can be clean. So none of you have an excuse in this room. I saw how y'all were bidding. So, and then she believed that you get an education. She believed that education was sort of the great access to opportunity, right? But it's bigger than that, because the people that touch education and touch the programs that touch children are the ones that bring these transformational advocacy experiences to their life. Because I remember going down to that school like it was yesterday. And I'm telling you this because I want y'all to get behind the eyes of a child that's broken, the eyes of a child that feels hopeless, like nobody cares. And so I remember I was walking down to that school, my head hung. I mean, I'd just become complete withdrawn. I remember when I wrote my book, More Than a Bird, I went and interviewed some of the ladies in my community that would have known me when I was little. And I asked them, I said, what was I like when I moved in with my grandmother? And this is what they said. They said, oh, Elizabeth, it was so bad. It was so sad. They said, you were so pitiful. You were all withdrawn. You were slumped over. You wouldn't stand up straight. You wouldn't make eye contact with people. You mumbled when you talked. We used to have to tell you to speak up or look at us to talk. And she said, but baby, after a while, you just snapped out of it. She said, you just snapped out of it and everything was fine. You started doing so good in school and you went off to college and to law school and you're a lawyer now. She said, baby, we're so proud of you. But guys, she was wrong. I did not snap out of it. Children don't have that capacity. It takes the power of intervention to provide the hope that's needed for them to survive that level of trauma. You can't do it by yourself. And so I remember that was my condition walking down to that school. And so I get to the school, and plus I'm embarrassed. I mean, it's a small community. Everybody knows everybody's business. I don't know what these people are going to think about me. They know my mama was a drug addict. They know my dad is in jail. The kids make fun of us because we're so dirt poor. And even though I didn't tell anybody about the sexual abuse at the time, I'm going to tell you about a kid that's being sexually abused, and they haven't told anybody. They feel like people know. You feel like you've got some kind of, and let me apologize about any trigger to me sharing this information to anybody in this room and how it might emotionally impact you. I always have to put that apology out there, because when you're a survivor of sexual abuse, the things that trigger those memories can be very difficult. So I apologize. But it is important for this audience to hear about the power of transformation by loving and caring adults in the intervention of a child's life. So I hadn't told anybody at the time, But I felt like people knew. There's a shame and a guilt that comes with being sexually abused, where you feel like folks just know about the vile stuff going on in your home. And that was my condition walking down to that school. And I'll never forget, when I got to the school, there was a man, and I just call him Mr. Willie. I can't remember his name. We can't remember who it was that did this. But there was a deacon in that church who had retired, and he volunteered his time. He was probably voluntold, knowing those ladies. But he had volunteered his time to stand there at the intersection of this church to make sure the kids got safely across the street to get into the school. And so I'll never forget, I walked up to the door, this broken kid, and Mr. Willie looks at me and he says, "Well, hello, young lady, welcome." Now, you guys may be known to have done that from time to time for young kids in volunteering in any capacity. But I'm talking to you tonight from behind the eyes of a child. Because for me, that engagement was like therapy. You know, for somebody to entreat me in such a kind way. And it kind of broke the ice on me walking into the school. So I get on into the school, and I'll never forget, it was kind of like this. I mean, I stood at the top of the stairs, and there was this big open room. And as I'm standing at the stairs, I look around this room, and I remember I kind of smiled because the room seemed so beautiful to me. Now, most of us go and literally interview child care centers for our young children to go. We want to make sure it has this, that, does it have cameras, does it have this, you know. And I'm going down here to this kindergarten center, and I look around this room, and I kind of smile. Because to me, in my world, when you lived in a house with cinder block walls and concrete floors and dirt for grass in the front yard, I looked around this room, and it was pretty beautiful to me. I mean, I thought, I'm going to get to be here all day. It was so beautiful and colorful, and little bitty desks that were just my size, and all these little age-appropriate workstations. Y'all know how teachers roll. I mean, they can take $25 and a pack of construction paper and create Disney World. I don't know how they do it, but they can. And don't let them in a Dollar Tree. It's over. So I go into this room, and I kind of smile. But when those ladies came up to me and they put their arm around me and they said, "Come on in here, baby." And they got down close to me and they looked me in my face and they called me by my name, I almost cried. Because for the first time in my little fragile life, I felt the nurturing touch of an adult. And I melted under it. Things we take for granted that we do for our children continuously, that for some children, just moments of it means everything. Because my grandmother, who was a hard taskmaster, trying to do her best to provide for her children with the skills that she had, she was tough. So in her house, when I heard my name, it was, "Lisbeth, clean up the kitchen. Lisbeth, go to bed. Lisbeth, do this. Lisbeth, do that." But I get in this school, and these ladies are like, "Elizabeth, great job. Elizabeth, I'm so proud of you. Elizabeth, I knew you could do it." Well, guys, I wasn't used to that, and I really liked it. And I learned real quick in this little school setting, this experience I was having, that if you do really smart stuff like all these academic worksheet things, these ladies will really love on you. And if you do really, really smart stuff, they'll give you prizes and stuff that you can take home. So I thought, well, this is a good gig, right? I mean, all I got to do is all these academic worksheet things, and they're going to love on me and give me prizes. In fact, I did so much smart stuff that I ended up being valedictorian of my kindergarten class. And I wasn't even trying to be valedictorian of my kindergarten class. I really wasn't. Guys, all I was responding to was the love in that little fellowship hall of that church. The experience of the love, the interaction from those adult advocates was transformative to me. Now, we don't have the time for me to tell you the science behind that, but what we do know, if you study early childhood education, that scientifically, that experience saved me from permanent brain damage in the frontal cortex of my brain. That nurturing environment buffered me from what could have happened to me at that stage of my brain development because of those traumatic experiences that I was going through. It was so powerful. The experience, and Steve gets it. Those experiences, those moments, those times of engaging with advocates, and he does it so beautifully in two ways. First, they support organizations like the Big Oak Ranch that provide that on a daily basis for the children that they serve. And then he, in his own way, with his own personal time and resources, provide those additional experiences, exposing them to additional adults that pour into them and give them that love and nurturing that they need and that support that they need as they navigate life. And he doesn't stop there, because then he goes on to reach out to those kids who didn't have family to go to once they aged out of the system and they needed a way to transition into adult life without an advocate. It's a beautiful thing, Steve. And it's no different than what those ladies did in that preschool. You see, when you meet a kid where they are and you give them hope, it changes them. I mean, guys, even when I went to end with this and wrap up, I know I'm taking up your time, but even when I went to first grade, I'll never forget, I got up that morning, put my little clothes on, I'm nervous in the middle of integration. I mean, no offense to some of y'all in the room, but I hadn't been around white folks before. I was a little nervous about this whole thing. And so I get up and I put on my little clothes, and do y'all know my grandmother looked at me and she said, "Elizabeth, I want you to go over to that school and I want you to tell the teacher to put an X everywhere I need to sign on the paperwork, send it home, and I'll send it back tomorrow." So it dawned on me, my grandma is about to send me to this school by myself in the middle of integration at 6 years old. Y'all, I was terrified, but I was more scared of my grandma. So I got my butt on that bus to go across town. You got to pick your poison, right? So I'll never forget. I get on the bus, and my bus driver is Mr. Jerry Fulford, who happened to be a teacher in the system. And my little neighborhood was so tiny that from first grade to 12th grade, all rode the same bus. And then that bus would drop us off at our respective schools. And so I get on the bus. I'm nervous. I might be with these hot, older kids. I don't know what to do. And Mr. Fulford looks at me, and he says, "Okay, now you sit right there." And he had me sit right behind him, and I noticed other small children were sitting there. Well, what was he doing? That interaction of making sure we felt safe and comfortable where he could keep his eyes on us. I'm just trying to get you guys to understand from behind the eyes of a child about what these positive interactions can do for children of trauma. So that calmed things down. I get to the school. I have no clue what to do. I walk into the school and I look on the wall and I see first grade. And I thought to myself, well, I'm going to the first grade. I'm in the right place. Well, parents were coming in with their kids, and there were all these pieces of paper on the wall, and they would scroll down those pieces of paper, and they'd find their child's name, and they'd say, "Oh, little Susie, you're in such and such room," and they'd go off into the module. So I thought, well, my name's got to be up there. I'm going to the first grade. So I got on my tippy toes, and I scrolled up and down that list until I saw my name. I saw what room I was supposed to go into, and I headed that way. Now, here's what positive teaching and interaction from adults that intervene can do. I didn't have any learning going on at my home, but because of that little community church kindergarten, I learned how to read my name. I learned what a room number was. I learned how to navigate from room to room, and those tools that built my resilience helped me navigate my way into that classroom. So I get in the classroom, and I don't know what to do, but I did know this. I sat in the front center desk because the ladies at the preschool said, "Don't nothing good happen in the back of the classroom. When you get your butt over there, you better sit in the front desk." So I sat in the front desk. Now, y'all go back in time with me, if you will. I'm sitting there. I am terrified. I don't know what to do. I'm just sitting up straight, I guess, waiting on class to start. And it was chaos because it was the first day of school. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, rich, or poor. The first day of school, there's a lot of anxiety. And it was. I mean, I'll never forget, Philip was over in the corner crying, and I know Philip to this day, he's still crying. And there was this girl, Christy Foshee, that didn't want to let go of her doll because her doll went everywhere with her and she wanted to keep it in class. And that parent talking to the teacher that think their kid's the only one there, y'all know those, taking up all the teacher's time. And it seemed like an eternity had passed. But eventually the teacher started to walk towards me. And I have a little 6-year-old confession to make, guys. So this lady's walking towards me, and she's got this beautiful black silk hair, these pretty colored eyes, and she looked just like Wonder Woman. I am not kidding, y'all. She looked like Wonder Woman. This was the 70s, and the Wonder Woman show was on TV. How many of y'all remember the Wonder Woman? And it was Linda Carter, fabulous, gorgeous Linda Carter. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So here I am, this young victim child, and I'm watching Wonder Woman on TV, so I'm thinking, one day Wonder Woman's going to come with the gold cuffs and the rope and save me from the bad folks, and we're going to fly off in the invisible plane, right? That was my narrative. So this lady's walking towards me, and I'm thinking to myself, could this be? Is my teacher Wonder Woman? Like, how cool would that have been? Well, it wasn't Wonder Woman. It was Miss Pam Jones. But she was my Wonder Woman. Because let me tell you what happened next. Miss Pam Jones walked up to me, and with that sweet voice, and she said, well, hello, young lady. What is your name? Well, y'all, I panicked. I didn't know anything about registering myself for school. So all that could come out of my mouth was, my name's Elizabeth Humphrey, and my grandma told me to tell you to put an X everywhere I need to sign on the paperwork, send it back home, and I'll bring it back tomorrow. Spit it out. I had rehearsed it over and over again. And so Miss Pam Jones paused. It's the power of what humans can do when they interact in the life of a child. Miss Pam Jones paused, and we had a conversation about how I'd found my way into that classroom. Now, you all know a lot of things could have happened in that moment. Miss Pam Jones could have called child services. God rest my grandmother's soul, will love the woman to the day that I die, but she was wrong to send me to school that day by myself. Miss Pam Jones could have said, I don't have time to deal with this. You need to go to the guidance counselor and let her figure out what to do with you. This is horrible, sending you to school, like blah, 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 blah. That would have been terrible. Or she could have done the worst thing that could have happened to me. And it's the thing that I want you all to remember. She could have just decided I was one of those children. And I'm not talking about race here. We always get so caught up in race. I'm talking about judging people based on their circumstances and assuming an outcome for their life. She could have been one of those folks. But instead, Miss Pam Jones, like Steve does, saw my glass as half full, not half empty. Because when you see a child that's trying, that wants more, but doesn't know how to get there, they're just doing the best they can, all they need is an advocate. And there's something significant there too. They're resilient because they are trying, like the kids that Steve and On River Time interact with through their programming. And so Miss Jones decided my glass was half full, not half empty. I was a brave child. I was a resilient child. I was a child with a lot of potential. And in seeing that, she bent down close to my face and she looked me in my eyes with tears in her eyes and said, Elizabeth Humphrey, you're going to be the brightest student I ever have. Please never take for granted the small moments in time of the powerful intervention of adults, because that's what happened to me. And that's what happens with the programming of On River Time. And let me close just by telling you this, why I named my book More Than a Bird. Now, I wrote the book for kids. It's written on a 6th grade level, which means all of y'all can read it, right? I wrote it for kids because I wanted them to know that as long as they had a caring adult in their life, they had hope. So it's so fitting that the theme tonight is casting hope, because hope comes from an engagement with caring adults. And so I'll never forget the last day of school. I went home just so depressed because my situation was so bad, and I was going to have to be in it 24/7. Well, 2 weeks after that, my Aunt Liz invited me to this church with her. And I went not because I wanted to go learn about God. I'm just being honest. I went every Sunday with my grandmother. I just sat there. I didn't know what was going on. But I went because it got me out of my house at night where the bad things happen. And so we get there, and the very first thing the preacher said is, I want everybody to get out your Bibles, and if you don't have one will be provided to you. Well, because of school, I could read, and I could read well, and nobody had ever asked me to read a Bible. And thank God I could read well, because they gave me a King James version of the Bible. So they give me this Bible, and I'm reading through all these stories of hope, and I'm reading about this God that helped all these people overcome this stuff. And we ended that night in the story of Joseph. And you people of faith out there know about that. That was a hot mess. That young lad went through so much stuff, but ended up being governor of Egypt and saving not only his family from famine and starvation, but 2 nations from famine and starvation. And I thought, if this God can help Joseph, maybe he can help me. So I come back that next Wednesday night, and we read through several scriptures, and we ended that night in Matthew 6:26, and I'll paraphrase. It says that if God can take care of the fowls of the air, and they neither sow nor reap, then he can take care of his children. Aren't they better than a bird? Think about that. The birds of the air, we all take care of them. We landscape around them. We buy books about them. We feed them. And if he gives us that propensity, can't we take care of our children like you guys are doing here tonight? He made us to do that. Now, here was the tragedy in that moment. As I sat there, and y'all be patient with me, because no matter how many times I do this, this is always tough to go back to this moment in time. As I sat there, I struggled with whether or not I was more than a bird. Because to me, it seemed like the birds had it better than I did. And then the preacher said this. He said, you know that you're more than a bird because God will send people to love you. He will send people to love you even when the people that aren't doing what they're supposed to do aren't doing it for you. And when he said that, it was like a light bulb came on. Because in that moment, all I could think about was my school, that community school, the volunteers from the Y and the Kiwanis and all these people that had poured into me, that loved me. And because of that, faith came into my heart that night, and I professed Christ. And I began my spiritual journey of learning how to live my life through the Word of God. And I stayed on my natural journey of using education, the great equalizer, as an opportunity for a better quality of life here on earth. And from preschool to law school, God always sent people like you to love me. The same way you're here to not just give, to not just contribute, but to use what God has blessed you with to love those children that are touched by on River Time. Because like me, they are more than a bird. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much for all that you're doing to support On River Time. Thank you.
When I first came on the trip, I was 12 years old, and I remember saying a fishing trip to Idaho. 1, why would I ever want to go to Idaho? And 2, why would I want to spend my time there fishing?
My first thought was, I've never heard of Idaho. I didn't know what it was. Fly fishing, I thought that it was something completely different. I'm not the type of person to get down in the dirt and go fishing and hunting, so I wasn't very excited for it. But it's really changed my perspective.
When you're on the river, it's almost like a forceful rest, and I think that we can find so much healing in just the act of restfulness. And as simple as that sound, On River Time offers that for kids. And when we're in the chaos of life, or when we have house parents leave, or we have a biological parent pass away, or we have a biological brother or sister that's in and out of jail, and you come to a place like this and you're loved on by so many people and you get to experience true rest in God's nature, these kids can just find confidence knowing that there is peace in the midst of chaos.
River Time exists to present moments to kids that we believe change their lives and the path that they're on. You know, I was abused as a child when I was young, 6 or 7 years old, and I never really told anybody about it until I was in my mid-30s. My soul was lifted on this river, and I wanted to be able to share that experience with these kids who many have had the same experience that I had. And it's not about the fishing. I think the fishing is just a way of connecting. I think it's the fact that somebody actually cares.
This place, the Lodge at Palisades Creek, is such a special place, and it's really incredible to be able to bring the kids here. It's an Orvis endorsed lodge, which is a big deal, and it's just really known far and wide. But when we bring the kids from the children's homes here, they just absolutely roll out the red carpet for them. And it's all really designed to say, you're worth it.
I grew up at a children's home. I lived there for 7 years. My children's home, we didn't do a lot of activities at all. What I really love that our kids get a chance to see is something that kids in out-of-home care very rarely get to see. And that's an opportunity to have a first-class experience. It's not a hand-me-down, it's not a second-rate experience, it's not something that, you know, anybody could just go and do. And it certainly sends a message to the boys and girls that we bring that they are special and that they are loved and they treasure it.
So this week has been full of moments, and we're big believers in moments. You start from just the plane trip and how only I think 2 of ours had ever even been on a plane before. So you get to experience the first step of overcoming fear. Then the next day you get to go fishing. You get to experience this beautiful thing. And the boy that I got to fish with, he just loves fishing. Like just had loved it before he came and is truly obsessed with it now. To see him land his first fish and almost look at it in amazement, like, one, I caught that, 2, God, that doesn't look anything like this ugly bass that I normally catch. Like, it was just like this moment. But then those moments begin to get deeper.
The On River Time Camp is designed to be both a fun camp experience for the kids, but then also we have a lot of moments built in where they have an opportunity to go deep. These kids are dealing with a lot of hardship. And one thing that we do is one of the first nights, all of the children and adults are encouraged to write down a fear that they have and put it in the fire. They come from so much generational pain and they want to break that cycle. And this one boy shared that his dad was abusive, his mom was abusive, and his biggest fear is that he would grow up and be abusive.
He's just crying when he's laying his fear, when he's laying it at the feet of the cross, when he's laying it in the fire and saying, you no longer consume me. And I had a chance to ask him afterwards. He was like, you know, there's a lot of things that came roaring back today that I hadn't thought of in a long time. He said, tonight when I was laying them down and I was truly writing down the things that I fear, he's like, they came roaring back. He said, but tonight I realized that's no longer my destiny. And just that moment, that moment of freedom, that it was like he had this one last, he needed to face it one more time. And he had this opportunity to just go, it's no longer mine.
I think being out here has while it's been awesome for them and it's incredible, they do think about the families that they come from, and they ask some questions that I'm really glad to hear them ask. And maybe they wouldn't have asked that if they were just at the children's home and we were having these conversations.
These questions that we ask, things like, what are your hopes? What are your dreams? What are your fears? And have you ever seen God acting in your life? Making that connection. They begin to think back and say, yeah, maybe this isn't by accident after all. Maybe I'm here for a reason. And as we begin to thread those things together, I think the unity of the physical experience, the emotional experience, but the spiritual experience is central.
You know, sometimes it does take a new experience to give you new perspective. And when you receive a new perspective and you see how big and how great our God is, that's when healing truly begins to take place. And so I believe that's what happened to Steve, and that's what he shares with us, that on this river, he began to experience that healing. And so now he's offering that same opportunity to our kids. And that is a beautiful thing. It's invaluable in their life.
I cannot choose one favorite part of the trip, but the wisdom that's been poured into me on this trip is amazing, and I appreciate it a lot. I've got to grow in my relationship with God on this trip, and I'm so happy to be surrounded with people who have a relationship with Jesus and can just teach me more about Him and how to grow in Him and become more like Him every day. I definitely think that this trip has helped me figure out more about myself even, and how I act around different people. And it's been amazing to see different people who come from the same situation that I do, and it's cool to interact with them.
Going house to house, place to place, not knowing where you're going to sleep at night sometimes, not knowing when your next meal is going to be, not knowing who's there for you and who's not. It's really nice to know that, there's this group of people that do care and that do want you to have the best time and you to realize that you are cared for and that you are loved.
So my main fear was getting close to people, because growing up in Palmer Home, throughout it all, I had different house parents come in and leave. And so it's kind of hard. It's I get close to one set and then they leave and have to restart. So it's that fear that I was gonna get close to someone and then they were just gonna leave. And then the idea of throwing it into a fire to release it was just amazing to me. I could feel relief. As soon as I threw it in there, it was wow, I don't even feel that fear anymore, really.
It's just amazing that these kids are allowed to come together in a safe place with adults who care, with children who are just like them, and face that pain and deal with it and have an opportunity for healing and move on, and then have fun experiences and go fly fishing and see the Grand Tetons and go whitewater rafting and all of these other things.
Just being able to grow closer in a relationship with fellow believers and putting away things that held us back, like our shame, our guilt, our fear, just kind of relieved me and just made me glad about who I live for. And I'm able to take back home what I've been taught here.
When I think about the moments that are really going to make a difference, and I see what happens here in 4 or 5 days, it's the difference between a life that's confused and disoriented versus a life with purpose. And that to me is all the difference that makes all this investment worth every day.
You're seeing complete differences in trajectory for their life. And so we're just so thankful for the opportunity that each and every one of our kids gets here.
And when you give to On River Time, it's not just taking them fly fishing or going to see the mountains. This is such a transformational moment in their lives. It's beautiful, and I'm just so thankful to be part of it.
Thank you. Can you join me in giving Liz Huntley a round of applause? Wasn't she amazing? And that beautiful video by Lantern Vision, and we have Nathan and Flory with us today. Thank you, guys. It was beautiful. And we hope that that gives you a little bit of a picture of what all we do, and hearing from Liz as well, how important it is that you're here. And those of you at home who are watching, your participation is everything. It allows us to continue what we're doing, to pour into these precious kids, to love on them, to let them know that they have worth and that they have a hope and a future. So thank you for being here. And so we're really excited to move forward to a very exciting part of our program, which is our live auction. And we have Mr. Gwen Robinson who's going to join us. And I've got your microphone, I think, Gwen, if you want to come. You have one? You're good? Okay. But you are a child's champion, and that's why you're here tonight. So we just thank you so much for the role that you play, and this is an important part of it. This is a huge, huge important part of it. This event tonight, Casting Hope, is our most important fundraiser of the year. So we have some fabulous auction items, but we also want you to remember that what it's for a very important cause. So it is my pleasure to introduce my partner in crime. We've done this for many different, not just on River Time, but others as well. So I love Gwen being here. He's the Dean of Economic Development for Jeff State Community College and was the past Executive Director of Region 2020 and the Chairman of the Regional Planning Commission of Greater Birmingham. A fun fact, he was the first full-time mayor of Pell City, Alabama. Since 2004, Gwen has served as a volunteer auctioneer for select nonprofits and has secured more than $2 million in funding for those organizations. We're going to up that today, aren't we? That's right. Please join me in welcoming my friend and your auctioneer, Mr. Gwen Robinson.
Thank you.
Can I use this mic? Can I use this one as we get going? Okay, thank you. All right. Gwen, are you good in your vantage point? Are you good? Can you see everybody?
Am I alive? Am I alive? Can you hear me? Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so just a reminder, we have people bidding at home. Those of you at home, please be patient. That we have some kinks that are taking place tonight. If you don't see, we're going to be opening each item as Gwen is starting the bidding. So if you don't see it open, refresh your browser, but be patient. Work with us. Those of you who are here, you're an important part of this as well. We've got, we're going to have a red light in the back when there's a bidder online at home. As I said, Lord willing. But Gwen, thank you. The first item is experience Pura Vida in Costa Rica. Enjoy 5 nights in Costa Rica with airfare for 2 from the 48 contiguous United States to San Jose. Stay at 1. I think we have a video to show. Stay at 1 or experience both Los Sueños Marriott Ocean and Golf Resort, Playa Herradero, or JW Marriott Guanacaste Resort and Spa in Tamarindo, subject to availability. Daily breakfast included. Travel must be completed within 2 years of the date of purchase. Gwen?
Let's do it. How is everybody? Look, I know you're ready to go somewhere because you haven't been anywhere in 2 years, so let's go. All right, let's start this off at, I don't know, I feel good tonight. Let's start this off at $5,000. Do I hear $5,000 anywhere in the house? Come on, I want $5,000. Give me 5.
Up here.
5,000.
Up here.
Oh, there we go. 5,000. Give me my hand. He knows why he's here. $5,000. $5,000 in the house. How about $5,100? We'll do it. We'll do $100 at a time. $5,000. $5,100. Give him a hand. $5,100. 51, 51, give me 52. $5,200, give me 53. 52, give me 53. 53, give me 55. 54? 55. 55, give me 56. 55, 56. 55, 56, 57. Give me 57. 57. Okay, 57, give me 58. 57, give me 58. 58, give me 59. 59, give me 59. It's $100. There you go. 59, $5,900, 59. Give me 6,000. Sounds a whole lot. Oh, there's 6. How about 61? 6,100. Give me 7,000. 61. Give me 7,000. 61. Give me 62. 61. Give me 62. How about anybody at home? 61. Give me 62. 61. He's not looking at me. That's not a good sign. She wants this trip. 61. Give me 62. 61. 61. Give me 62. 61. Give me 62. 61. Give me 62. What a great hat, by the way. 61, give me 62. I could get $100 for that hat. 61, 61, 61, give me 62. 61, you've got it at 60. He's already got it. 61, give me 62. But I like the way you think. 61, 62, anywhere in the house, give me 62. 62, 6,100, 6,100.
Where's the other side of the room?
62. Where's the other side?
Costa Rica.
61, anywhere over here. I'm going to sell it going once for $6,100. Sold for $6,100. Now, wait a minute. Hang on a minute.
Awesome.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Now, if you'll give me $6,100, I can sell it again. How about $6,100?
Milton.
61. There we go. Give me my hand. $6,100. Anybody else in the house? Thank you. It's going to be a good night, I can tell.
Very good. Item number 2. This is really special. Dinner for 8 in your home by A Social Affair. Enjoy dinner cooked in your home or location of your choosing for yourself and 7 guests provided by A Social Affair. This dinner for 8 includes wine pairings, includes bartender and wait staff. Wait staff and bartender? Actually, Dave and Jim Cobb will be doing the cooking, and then their lovely ladies will be doing the wait staff, and Triple from Tito's Vodka will be doing the bartending. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and they said you could even host it at their house. So there you go, if you don't have a place. This auction item also includes a portable Traeger grill from Tito's Handmade Vodka. Did you see that picture? Cook a feast right on your truck bed while you spend the day at your favorite fishing hole, or bring it tailgating to smoke your favorite wings for game day. Donated by Tito's. Must be scheduled but for a mutually agreed upon date.
Here we go. All right. Let's have a party. $2,500. $2,500. It's for 8, by the way. $2,500. $2,500. He'll give me 26. 25. Anybody give me 26? She knows what it's worth. 20. This is the deal so far. 25. He'll give me 26. 25. I want 26. 25. Come on, guys. 26. Thank you. Where are my spotters? Get up there. $2,600. 26. Give me 27. He does look good in the hat, though. Give him that. 26, give me 27. 2,600, give me 27. You know you'll want to go, guys. Give me 27. And he's taking your pick, and you're not even getting. There we go. $2,700. Give her a hand. 2,700. How about give me 28? 27. Give me 28. 2,700. How about anybody at home? 28. Thank you, sir. 2,800. Right here. Give me 3,000. 28. Give me 29. 28. Who's giving me 29? 2,800. Anybody at home? Here we go, 2,900, 29, give me 3,000. It sounds so much better. 3,000, will you give me 3,000? Give me 3,000. $3,000, thank you. $3,000, give me 3,100. 3,000, give me 31. Now, you lost this trip. There we go, 31, here we go. They're back in. 31, give me 32. 32, anywhere in the house. How about anybody at home? 30, is that you? 32? No? 31, oh, I'll sell it. Give me 32, 3,100 up here, 31, give me 32, $3,200, thank you, give her a hand. 3,200, give me 33, 32, give me 33, how about anybody at home, is anybody in this? 32, give me 33, thank you, ma'am. 33, give me 34, 33, give me 34, 33, how about 20,000? Oh, was that 20,000? It's going to work one night, I promise. 3,400, thank you. 34, give me 35. 3,400. 34, anybody give me 30? $3,500. 3,500, give me 36. If you bid, they're not going to get out of it. They're not going to get back in this. Give me 36. 36, I know I tell everybody that. Will you give me 36? 7,000? 7,000? $7,000. Woo!
That was a jump.
Well, I wasn't going to go there, but thanks for taking us. Thank you. 7,000. Do I hear 7,100? How about some pressure over there for that 7,000? 7,100. I think they're out. Going once for 7,000, and thank you and sold for $7,000. Wow.
Gwen.
I would like to say, in case y'all didn't catch this, Stephen is in the kitchen with Jim. So we're going to do this again. Any of you California people, we will make it to California for y'all.
Oh.
Well.
They'll travel.
Have gun will travel. So are we selling? What am I hearing? Are we selling again? Okay. Well, we've got one for 7,000. So where were we? 30. Where were we over here? 3,100, 3,400, 3,600, $3,600. 36. He'll give me 37. 36. Anywhere in the house. 36. How about anybody at home? Going once for 3,600. We're selling it again and sold for $3,600. And thank you.
Awesome.
Wow.
Thank you. Item number 3, Scottsdale Golf and Spa Package. This experience includes 3-night stay in a standard Fairmont room at the Fairmont Scottsdale Princess, daily breakfast for 2, $500 in Fairmont gift cards toward golf and or spa treatments. Travel must be completed within 2 years.
Here we go. You got 2 years to go. Let's start this out at $2,500. $2,500 anywhere in the house, so give me $2,500. 25 anywhere in the house. 25. Thank you. $2,500. 25, 25. Who'll give me 26? 25, 25. I want 26. How about anybody at home? $2,600. 26, 26. Give me 27. 26, 26. Who'll give me 27? Will you give me 27? 27. There we go. $2,700. 27. Will you give me 3,000? $3,000. 3,000. Give me 3,100. 3,000. You give me 3,100. 3,000. Give me 3,100. 3,000. 3,000. 3,100. Anywhere in the house? 3,100. 3,000. Where are you? 3,000. Is that where we are over here?
I see a hand.
Wait a minute. Oh, where's my spotters? 3,000. 3,000. How about 3,100 over here? $3,100. Thank you. Give her a hand. 31. Give me 32. 31. 31. Will you give me 32? Will you give me 31? Will you go back to 31? I know it sounds crazy, but will you? 31? You want it at 31? Are you bidding? Is she bidding? 31? 31? How about 3? 32? Are you at 31? Where are you? 31? 3,100. Going once. Whoop, 32. There we go. $3,200. 3,200. Give me 33. 32. Who'll give me 33? 32. You give me 33. 32. You give me 33. 32. All right. 33. Why don't I make everybody happy? Will you give me 3,000? Will you give me... Oh, I've already got you at 32. Will you stay there? Yeah, good. Will you give me 3,000? Will you want back in 3,000? Oh, just don't worry about them. Will you give me 3? I'm going to sell it to you for 3 if you want it. There you go. $3,000, $3,200, and $3,000 sold 3 times. I'm trying to give you guys a bargain over here.
Okay, this next one's really special. Paint Me a Birmingham by artist Shannon Harris. You saw her as you were walking in. Where is Shannon? She had to leave. She had to leave. Oh, she's back there? Why aren't you modeling this? Shannon, this is beautiful. This is Paint Me a Birmingham. You saw her painting it while overlooking the skyline. This is a gorgeous 36 by 48 inch acrylic on canvas of the Birmingham skyline, completed by her. She's been painting for 25 years using a variety of mediums, including ink, acrylics, and metallics. Check her out at Grace Gallery in Cahaba Heights. Her work is just beautiful.
I love it. Give me $1,000. $1,000 in the house. Who'll give me 1,000? $1,000. $1,000. Who'll give me 1,100? Who'll give me 1,100? 1,000. 1,000. Who'll give me 11? 1,000. Who'll give me 1,100? 1,000. How about anybody at home? 1,000. Anybody at home? $1,100. Thank you. $1,100. Will you give me 12? 11. Will you give me 12? 12. You give me 15. 12. Give me 15. 15. 12. You give me 1,300. She's got it at 12. Who'll give me 13? $1,300. Will give me 1,500. 13. You give me 15. It's a gorgeous painting. 15, $1,500. Thank you. 15, you give me 16. 15, you give me 1,600. $1,600, you give me 2,000. 16, you give me 2,000. 16, you give me 2,000. It's going to look great on your wall. And I don't even know your walls. 16, will you give me 17? Oh, there you go. 17, you give me $2,000. There we go. $2,000, you give me 2,100. 2,000, you give me 2,100. 2,100, you give me 25. There you go. Give him a hand. $2,500, you give me 26. 25, you give me 26. I won't look back over there if you'll give me 26. Give me 26? Yeah, I will look. I know, I will. I will look back over there. But will you give me 26 anyway? You seem so nice. 26. There we go. 26, you give me 3,000. Give me 3. 27, 2,800. It's so easy. I don't do 50s. 28, you give me 3,000. Anywhere else in the house? 28, give me 29. I'm going to sell it. I can't see. 29. 20, he's got it at 28. Give me 29. 29, give me 3,000. That's what I wanted earlier. There we go. 3,000. 3,000, give me 3,100. Going once for 3,000. 3,100. No. Going once for 3,000. 3,100. And sold for $3,000. Thank you.
Woo.
Beautiful painting.
My
Thank
goodness.
you. Beautiful.
So pretty. Thank you. Item number 5. This is gorgeous. Beachfront luxury awaits in Orange Beach. Welcome to Beachbound. Stay at the beach in luxury. Enjoy a 1-week vacation, 1 week in this stunning and brand new beachfront 4-bedroom, 3-bath East End condo in Orange Beach, Alabama. It sleeps 16. Phoenix Orange Beach 2. Yeah, you can like go in together on this. Was completed in 2021. 0 entry pool, water slide, lazy river, splash pad, indoor heated pool, hot tub, and stocked fitness room. Peak rental value is $10,000 for Saturday to Saturday stay. Donated by Friends of On River Time.
Here we go. Let's start out at $6,000. $6,000 anywhere in the house, who'll give me 6? It's going to be a deal. $6,000 anywhere in the house, who'll give me 6? 6,000, 6,000, who'll give me 6,000? Look at what this is. Who'll give me 6,000? How about everybody at home? 6,000 anywhere in the house. Somebody give me 6,000. 6,000 anywhere in the house. Okay, 5,500. We'll start there. 5,500 anywhere in the house. Who'll give me 5,500? Come on, guys, get in this.
Sleep 16.
16 people. And if you're worried you don't have any friends, you will if you buy this. I'll even go with you, and I don't know some of you. Okay. 5,500 anywhere in the house. Come on, get in this. This is the deal. 5,500 anywhere in the house. Somebody wants this. 5,500. Give me $5,500. There we go. 5,500. Who'll give me 6,000? 55. Who'll give me 56? 5,500. 5,500. Who'll give me 56? This is the deal. Who'll give me 56? 5,500. Who'll give me $5,600? Thank you, sir. 56. Will you give me 6,000? 56. Will you give me 6,000? Will you give me 57? Will you give me 57? 5,700. 5,700, will you give me 6,000? 57, will you give me 6? 57, you give me 58? 58, tough, you're tough. 58, will you give me 6? 58, will you give me 6? Give me 6. 59, give me 59. Anybody else can get in this too. He's got it at 58, will you give me 59? Do it. 59, I'm going to sell it. 58, you give me 59. Come on, guys, 59. Who's the leader back there? Going once for 58, no 59, no 59, and sold for $5,800. Congratulations.
Awesome. Item number 6, smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Sip and see the historic distillery where Jack Daniel's whiskey is made. On this immersive day tour, this small group tour includes guided transportation with a whiskey expert, an exclusive salute to Jack Daniel at his grave, elevated tasting of premium whiskeys. I just read the copy. Oh, it's 4-2 Lynchburg, Tennessee. Lunch in Lynchburg, 3-night stay in a superior guest room at the Lowe's Vanderbilt Hotel.
I've just got to ask something. I'm sure a lot of you in here think you are a whiskey expert, but I have a feeling this is a real whiskey expert, right? So this is a whiskey expert. Who wants this? Let's start this off at $2,100. $2,100. 21, who'll give me 2,100? Who wants to go? 2,100, who'll give me 2,100? 21, come on, somebody, get in this. 2,100, 2,100. I see some tables that I think would be candidates, but that's just me. 2,100 up here. How about 21? 2,100 anywhere in the house. 21. 2,000. Who'll give me $2,000? $2,000 anywhere in the house. Come on, guys. $2,000. Give me 2,000. Anybody at home? $2,000 anywhere in the house. 2,000. There we go. Thank you. You're working me. You're working me hard. $2,000. $2,000. Who'll give me 2,100? $2,100 at home. Thank you. See the red light? 2,100. Who'll give me 22? 21. Will you give me 22? You don't have it. 2,100. 22. What are you telling me? $2,200 in the back. Will you give me 23? $2,300. 23. 24. 24. You give me 25. 24. Awesome. Give me $2,500. 25. Will you give me 26? Will you give me 26 at home? 2,500 here. 2,500 here. 26 anywhere in the house. 26. 2,600. Will you give me 27 at home? I'm going to sell it for 2,600. Going once. Sold here for $2,600. Now, at home, will you give me 26 at home? Will you give me 26? I'll sell it again. 2,600 at home. 2,600. While y'all are looking at that, 26 anywhere else, I'll sell it again. Great. Thank you. Give him a hand. Sold.
Item number 7, and this is going to be modeled by our lovely Miss Alabama, Lauren Bradford. She's coming forward. The tiara's very bright, but we want you to focus on what's in her hand and on her wrist. Thank you, Lauren. Turn heads with a stunning diamond jewelry set from Comenbaum Jewelers. You are bidding on a 6.03 carat, 14K white gold tennis bracelet. Diamonds are rated S12 clarity and H color. And then also this includes, and in your program, it's incorrect because it's been upgraded. This is a total weight of 1.15 carat martini style diamond studs rated SI clarity and I color. Just absolutely stunning. If you're interested, she will come to you and show you this up close so that you can see. Very nice.
Here we
Good
go.
Camera work.
Diamond bracelet and earrings. Let's go. Let's start this off. Who wants to see? Let's start them off at $8,700. $8,700 anywhere in the house. Who'll give me 87? 87. These are gorgeous. 8,700 anywhere. I know that sounds odd, doesn't it? $8,700. Okay, how about 8,500? I like that better. 8,500 anywhere in the house. 8,500, 85 anywhere in the house. Anybody at home? $8,500. There you go. Give her a hand. $8,500. Who'll give me 86? 85, 85. Who'll give me 86? 8,500, 8,500. Who'll give me 86? 8,500. Who'll give me 86? Who'll give me 86? 8,500. Who'll give me 86?
Christmas is just around the corner.
It is. 85. Who'll give me 86? 8,500. Anybody else? Give me 86. 85. Who'll give me 86? Who'll give me 86? 86 anywhere in the house. I'm going to sell it for 8,500. 86 anywhere. You're about to get it right here at 8,500. 86 anywhere. And so, what a deal. $8,500. You got a deal.
Thank you. Thank you, Lauren. Number 8, the ultimate Napa, including wine train, chauffeur, Meritage Resort, and private tour of Shug Carneros Winery. This is the ultimate package. This is a 3-night stay in a standard guest room at the Meritage Resort and Spa in Napa Valley, 6 consecutive hours of chauffeured luxury sedan service, complimentary visit to Shug Carneros Winery with private tour and tasting in the caves of the Shug Carneros estate. By the way, let me just mention, Axel Shug is one of our board members, and he's not here tonight, but he has gifted all of this wine that's on your table. So we're just so grateful.
Thank you.
So grateful to him. And the picture that you saw was him and his wife, Christine. So when you go and you take this trip, they invite you to come and visit them and have this private tour and tasting in their cave. And when you go to Napa, whether you have this trip or not, you need to go pay them a visit. It's beautiful. Also includes a 3-hour gourmet lunch for 2 on the Napa Valley Wine Train.
Here we go. Let's start this off. This ought to be a popular one. $2,400. There we go. 24, you give me 25. 25, give me $3,000. $3,000. 3,000, 3,000. Who'll give me 3,100? $3,100. Thank you. 31, 31. Who'll give me 32? 31, 31. Who'll give me 32? 31, 31. I want 3,200. Thank you. You're in 32.
Online.
32. Online, $3,200 or 33. 33 in here. 33, 33. Who'll give me 34? 3,400. You give me 35. Will you give me 30? 35. You give me 36. $4,000. There we go. $4,000. 4,000, 4,000. Who'll give me 4,100? 4,100 anywhere in the house. 4,000. 4,000. Who'll give me 4,100? 4,000. 4,000. He's got it at 4,000. $4,100. 41, you give me 45. $4,500. 4,500, you give me 5,000. 45, give me 5,000. 45, give me 5,000. 45, 45, you give me 46. It's $100. 45, you give me 46. 45, give me 46. 4,500, I'm going to sell it. Going once. 46, $4,600. 46, give me 5,000. 46, you give me 5,000. This is a 47, 47, you give me 48. 47, you give me 48. 48, anywhere in the house, anywhere at home. $4,800. Thank you. 4,800 in the front. He'll give me 5,000. 48. 48 once. 49. You give me 49. 4,800 going once. Who'll give me 49 anywhere in the house? Anywhere in the house going once for 48. Going once and twice and sold for $4,800. Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, this next one is pretty special. We received word of this just last week from one of our board members, vice president of our board, Dave Roberts. Private flight and hunting for 2 guests at No Lajas, which means no worries, lodge in San Fernando, Mexico. No Lajas owner and on Rivertime board member Dave Roberts invites you to join him at this world-class hunting lodge located in Old Mexico. The accommodations and food are outstanding with authentic Mexican flair and the best margaritas. Hunters will experience some of the best guided duck, wild quail, dove, and goose hunting in North America. 2 guests will depart from Baton Rouge on his private plane January 13th. This is a set date by private airplane flying to the lodge. You'll be a guest at the lodge for 3 days and 3 nights, returning to Baton Rouge on January 16th, 2022. This is truly a hunting experience of a lifetime. Guns, shot shells, food, alcohol tips, private air transportation, and lodging are all included. The estimated value is $10,000.
Wow. All right, $7,500.
For 2.
Let's go. For 2, $7,500. Who'll give me $7,500 in the house? $7,500, $7,500. Who'll give me $75,000? $7,500, $7,500. I'm not going to go much slower. $7,500, $7,500. How about $7,000? $7,000, you want to go or not? $7,000, anywhere in the house? $7,000, $7,000. Give me $7,000. Give me $7,000. $7,000, anywhere in the house? Who'll give me $7,000? No, not going to go there. How about, but I love the way you think. But nah. 7,000. How about 7,500? I know, I just thought I'd try that. So, all right, where are we? What about 6,500? Come on, guys.
Up here.
6,500. Where
Behind
are we?
you.
There we go. Thank you, sir. 6,500. Now will you give me 7? 65, 65. Who'll give me 66? 65, you give me 66. 65, 65, you give me 66. Get in this, guys. It's not that much. 65, give me 66. You know why you're here. 65, give me 66. 6,500, $6,600. Thank you, sir. I knew you'd do it. I knew you would. 66. Will you give me 7,000? 66, you give me 7,000. 66, will you give me 67? 67. 66, you give me 67. 67, thank you. 68, will you give me 7? 68, will you give me 7? Will you give me 69? 6,900? Yeah, 6,900. Give me 7,000.
The peer pressure at this table.
We got right back to where I knew we were going to be. Right there, 7,000. Give me my hand. 7,000. Will you give me 7,100? 7,000. 7,000. Will you give me 7,100? He's not looking at me, and that's not a good sign. 7,000. I'm going to sell it. Going once over here, and thank you, sir. Sold for $7,000.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, I need someone to bid on this for me, please. Item number 10, romantic South of France river cruise and wine tasting tour with Axel and Christine Shug of Shug Carneros Winery. Join On Rivertime board member Axel Shug and his wife Christine on an unforgettable sailing down through the south of France. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for wine enthusiasts and food lovers. Treasures of Burgundy and Provence, an 8-day luxury river cruise hosted by them on the MS Amadeus Provence. Your accommodations for 2 will be an outside Riverview upgraded stateroom.
Wow.
This cruise departs and ends in Lyon, August 11th through August 18th, 2022. Amazing experience.
All right, I need your attention. Guys, we're getting near the end. I know it's been a long day, but a great night, so hang with me just a little bit longer. 2 people.
2 people.
2 people, yes, sir.
Upgraded stateroom.
Upgraded stateroom. 7,500. Who'll give me 75? $7,500. 75, give me 8,000. 75. Who'll give me 8? 75, $8,000. 8,000, we give me 9. 8, give me 9. 8, give me 9. 8,000, give me 9. Guys, it's worth it. 8,000, who'll give me 9? Who'll give me 9? 8,500. Who'll give me 8,500? Give me 8,500. 8,000. Give me $8,500. Give her a hand. $8,500. Who'll give me 9? 85. This is the deal. $9,000. $9,000. Give me 10. 9,000. Give me 10. 9,000. Who'll give me 10? 9,000. Who'll give me? Are you giving me 10? Are you in at 10? 10. Are you in at 10? 9,000, 9,000, give me 9,500. 9,000, I'm going to sell it. This is a deal. 9,000, $9,500. Thank you. 95, will you give me 10,000? $10,000, $10,000. $10,000, who'll give me 10,500? 10,000, who'll give me 10,500? It's the deal. 10,000, who'll give me 10,500? 10,000, 10,000. How about 10,100? We'll play that game. 10,000, who'll give me 10,100? 10,500. Give me 11. Don't lose this. 10,500. Give me 11. $11,000. $11,000. Give me $40,000, and I'll never look back. 11,000. 11,000. You give me 11,500. 11,500. 11,000. Who'll give me 11,500? There he is. 11,500. Give me 12. What a trip. 11,500. Who'll give me 12? Will you give me 12? 11,500. 11,500. Who'll give me 11,600? 11,600. Anywhere in the house? $11,600. 11,600. Give me 12. $12,000. $12,000. Give me 12,100. 12,000. Give me 12,100. Working hard for $100 here. 12,000. Give me 12,100. 12,100. 12,100. There we go. 12,100. Give me 12,500. 12,100. 12,100. Give me 12,200. 12,200. Going once. 12,200. 12,200. Give me 12,500. 12,200. Give me 12,300. She's not saying anything, but she really wants to go. You're going to hear it on the way home, I'll tell you that. 12,200, will you give me 12,300? 12,300, there we go. $12,300. 12,300, give me 12,500. $12,500. 12,500, give me 12,600. Give me 12,600. 12,500, going once. Give me 12,600. 12,500, going once. 12,600, there we go. $12,600. Give him a hand. 12,600. 12,600. Give me 12,700. 12,700. Give me $13,000. 12,700. Give me It's worth more, I'll tell you. 12,700. Give me 13. 12,700. You give me 13. Give me 13. 12,700. Give me 13. I'm going to sell it. 12,700. Y'all give me 13 over there. 12,700. 12,700, going once, no 12,800, going once for 12,700, no 12,800, and sold for $12,700.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, we're really excited. This is the first time that we're presenting this opportunity for you. The On River Time Experience. Enjoy your choice of On River Time experiences. Option 1, stay where On River Time stays. Experience world-class trout fishing at the lodge at Palisades Creek and Orvis Endorsed Lodge. Enjoy 3 nights lodging for 2 at the lodge in Irwin, Idaho, just 1 hour from Jackson Hole. And visit the Grand Tetons, plus 2 full days of guided fishing for 2 in drift boats on the Snake River. Or option 2, join us as chaperones at On River Time Camp. You and a guest may choose to join us for one of our camp weeks, 5 nights, and volunteer as chaperones. Experience On River Time Camp up close and personal. See how lives are transformed in this once-in-a-lifetime experience. Includes at least 1 day of fly fishing and a day trip to the Grand Tetons. Stay in your own private quarters in your cabin for 2. All meals provided. Camp participation is subject to background checks and completing ministry safe training. Airfare not included, and their set dates for camp.
Wow. Here we go. $4,000. Let's start this at $4,000. Fair. Thank you. $4,000. Who'll give me 5? 4, 4, 4. $5,000. $5,000. Who'll give me 5,100? 5. You give me 5,100. $5,100. 51. You give me 55. $5,500. $5,500. Who'll give me 6,000? 55. 55. I want 6. 55. 55. $6,000. Anybody at home can get in this. 6,000. 6,000. How about 6,100? 6,000. 6,000. 6,000. I want 6,100. 6,000. $6,100. 61. Will you give me 7,000? Will you give me 7,000? $7,000. $7,000. Who'll give me 8? 7, 7, 7. I want 8. You know why you're here tonight, folks. 7,000. Who'll give me 7,100? 7,000. Who'll give me 7,100? 7,000. 7,100. Anywhere in the house. I'm going to sell it. $7,100. Thank you. 71. Who'll give me 75? 71. 71. Who'll give me 72? $7,200.
Online.
I have 72 here. Will they give me 73? 72 in the house. 72 here. 72 here. Who'll give me 73? $7,400 at home. $7,500 here. 75 here. Who'll give me 76? Everybody else can get in this. 75, 76. You do not need to get beat by a flashlight. 75. Will you give me 76? $7,600 in the house. Who'll give me 77? 76, 76. Who'll give me 77? In here at 76. I'm going to sell it. $7,700. $7,700. Who'll give me 78? 77, 77. Will you give me 78? 7,800. Give me 8,000. 78, $8,000. $8,000. Who'll give me 8,100? $8,100. Will you give me 9,000? 81. Will you give me 9? You know why you're here. 81. Will you give me 9? Oh, I'll play that card. 81. Will you give me 82? 8,200. Will you give me 85? $8,500. $8,500. You give me 86. 85. You give me 86. 85. It's $100. 86. There you are. I like you. And I like you too. 86. You give me 87. No. I lost you at 86. All right. 86. 86. 86. Who'll give me 87? 8,600. Going once. Sold for $8,600.
Amazing. Thank you. Steve's going to join me back on stage before we proceed to a really special part of our program, which is Fund a Need. We received some pretty devastating news just a couple of weeks ago. You guys are all probably aware of the 13 soldiers who were killed in Afghanistan in the bombing. And a couple days later, we received word that one of those young men who was killed was Lance Corporal Riley McCullum, who actually attended the very first On River Time camp in 2012.
Thank you. It was this day, 9 years ago. This very day, 9 years ago. Kind of odd, isn't it? Definitely a God moment. And I had already gotten the commitment from John Croyle and Brody with a couple of boys from Big Oak to fly out to Idaho and go through this pilot program, if you will. We didn't have a board. We didn't have a mission, really. We didn't have any corporate documents. We didn't have an attorney. We didn't have a CPA. And I did not have any money. Not much. But we did it anyway. And so one of the guides, Dan Delicato, who has been there for a long time, reached out to me and said, Steve, I know you're going to have this little gathering with some kids who are survivors of abuse. And I've got this young man in Wyoming. And he's 11 years old, 10 or 11 years old, troubled, has some difficult issues with his father, and they're kind of estranged. But I have talked to both the boy and the father, and they would like to come on this trip. And so, not knowing anything more than what I just expressed to you, I said, sure, bring them on. We'd love to have them. So we get there early. Brody and John and the two boys from Big Oak were sitting around on the deck having refreshment. And this truck pulls up, and this man gets out, and this little boy gets out. He's a little chubby, kind of like he, probably the husky guy in the Sears department store. And he's got this baseball cap on, and he walks up, and before he extends his hand to shake mine, he takes his cap off. And I noticed that, number one, most kids don't do that anyway. A lot of adults don't do that. But I noticed, the first thing I noticed was the fact that he took his cap off. The second thing I noticed was he had just had a freshly cut mohawk. His head looked like an onion, peeled onion with a squirrel here. And then the third thing I noticed was this engaging smile that he had. And so, you know, it was the first year, the first day. We were going to go with it. We were going to roll with it. So we fished, and John and I talked a lot with his father about being a father. We talked a lot with Riley about being a son. You know, what does it mean about being a son? But the turning point was when we played football. And, you know, John was nursing 2 bad knees, so he was kind of out of the whole football thing. And Riley was 11 years old, and the other 2 boys were like 13, 14 years old. And so, you know, the first thing is that somebody said, okay, who's going to be all-time quarterback? And so I raised my hand. And, of course, Brody raised his hand. And so I kind of felt like the kid at the end of the recess when nobody picks you for the kickball deal, because all the kids voted for him. And so he was going to be all-time quarterback. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to punish this guy. So Riley and I were on the team. And I said, Riley, listen, I want you to play up close. You run the short routes. I'm going to play deep safety. And by the time they got to me, they were making a touchdown. Okay, these kids ran, you know, like a bunch of stallions coming down. So my intent was to just really crater Brody's whole career that one afternoon. He was 20 for 20, about 1,000 yards. And, you know, John was no help at all because all he did was this. You know, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. And so about 3/4 through the game, you know, Riley and I were huddling up. And, you know, you got to remember, it's 6,000 feet up. I mean, I needed a ventilator. And, of course, he was, you know, chubby as he was, I mean, he was sweating like a farm animal. And we were huddled down like this, and he looked at me and he says, I need you to come up and play short. And I said, okay, why? He said, because they run like a deer. And as we lost that game, I did catch one pass from Brody and got tackled by a tree. But it was a good moment for me. But on the way back, Riley and I had a few moments together, and we talked about, you know, what it means to be out there. And at that time, I didn't really know. I mean, I knew my experience. I knew that I had come to understand a lot of things about myself and my past that didn't define me on that river. But I didn't really know how to explain all that day. He grabbed my hand. He says, I know. I know. That's the last word I heard from him. A month ago, I get a phone call from a friend of ours at the lodge saying that one of the individuals killed at Afghanistan was Riley. And tonight, the next thing, we're going to have a fund to need, and 10% of what we raise is going to go to a special scholarship fund in his name to help kids in his same situation forever. We're going to do this every year. We want to honor him. We want to honor his family. 2 weeks ago, his wife had his baby. You know, he was 19 years old. my memory of him was, you can't forget an engaging smile and a mohawk haircut, and a kid who was so respectful to his elders that he took his hat off before he shook your hand. But when he took my hand, he says, "I know." That made all the difference.
So tonight we honor Riley, and all of the money raised goes to support the programming that we do. But as Steve mentioned, we already do scholarships for the kids, but specifically from this Fund in Need, 10% will go to, we're now renaming that scholarship the Riley McCullum Scholarship. So we're going to start the Fund in Need. If Gwen could join us once again, please.
So, there's an opportunity for everyone tonight. You've already made a major contribution by being here because it sends the message and it lets everyone know that you support this incredible organization. But there will be an opportunity in this next few minutes for anyone to give just a little bit more, and you've been incredible tonight with the donations and what you've done already. So let's start this off. Remember, your donations are 100% tax deductible. So let's be a Big Fish sponsor. Pay the cost for one child to attend camp. This amount will give one kid a complete camp experience, including airfare, shuttle service, lodging, all meals, all equipment, boat, and a guide. We normally start this at $5,000, but I'm gonna step out tonight. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, and see if we might have a $10,000 donation in the house for somebody to send 2 kids. So let's go. Is there $10,000 in the house tonight in the Fund in Need? $10,000. You know why you're here. Dig deep, guys. $10,000 anywhere in the house? Is there 10,000? Come on, 10,000 anywhere in the house? 10,000. $10,000. Give her a hand. Thank you. 10,000 anywhere else in the house? 10,000 anywhere else in the house? Yeah, this gets me too. So, all right, 5,000. 5,000 anywhere in the house? How about 5,000 to send one kid? Thank you. Number 205, $5,000. Give him a hand. $5,000, $5,000. Is there 5,000 anywhere else in the house? We've got a 10, we've got a 5, and another 5,000, number 346, and another 5,000, number 343. We're headed toward a record here tonight. Number 103, thank you. Another 5,000. Give them all a hand. Number 101. Another
Keep your paddle up. Keep your paddle up so that they can record your number, please.
Is everybody getting all these numbers? Are we good?
One in the back right.
One in the back. Where's my spotter in the back? Got it? Anybody else? Another 5,000 anywhere else in the house? There's another 5,000. Wow. 5,000 anywhere else in the house? Anybody at home? 5,000 anywhere. Give your friends a big hand for what they just did. Thank you. So you can also fund the airfare and lodging for a child to attend camp at $2,500. So airfare and lodging at $2,500. Thank you. Number 220. Number 216. Thank you. Number 110. Number 107. Thank you, sir. Number 138. Who else? Come on over here. I want one. Anybody else? 2,500. Thank you. Number 122. Thank you so much. 2,500. Anywhere else in the house? We're headed toward a record night. I feel it. Thank you so much. Oh, you 20. Oh, I bet somebody can get your name though. Did you get her name? Thank you. Anybody else? $2,500. Anywhere else in the house? $2,500. 25 anywhere else in the house? Give them all another big hand. Thank you so much. We're getting near the end. Stay with me. So how many would like to pay $1,000 toward college and career scholarships for our campers? $1,000. $1,000 anywhere else in the house?
Right.
1,000. Thank you. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000.
Keep your paddles up,
1,000.
please.
Yeah, please keep them up. 1,000 in the back. Thank you. 1,000, number 219 and number 117. Where are my spotters?
Kendra.
Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. We got $1,000 in the air.
Right here.
$1,000,
Right here.
number 249. Thank you. Where else? $1,000. Put them all back up. Anywhere else? Just hold them back up for us one more time. We don't want to miss anybody. Anybody else? $1,000 anywhere in the house? Anybody at home?
Anyone at home?
Thank you. Give them a big hand. Thank you for what you did. $500. How many would like to pay $500 to fund a stay and SOAR retreat for a college-age student for the homes we serve? So $500. Thank you. In the back, 500, 500, 500. They're everywhere. 500. Anywhere else in the house? Number 500 here. Please keep them up. Please keep them up. 500 anywhere here. Thank you. Number 223, 500. Thank you. Number right here, 281, 500. Anywhere else in the house? Thank you. Up here, 500, 500, 500.
You're doing awesome. Junior board, you're doing awesome.
You are doing awesome. 500. Anywhere else in the house? You are. 500. And you got the best hats in the house, too, by the way. 500. Anywhere else in the house? Give them all a big hand. Thank you so much for what you did. We're getting near the end. How many would like to cover the cost of a day trip to the Grand Teton National Park, including a tour and meals at $100? We got it at home. Anybody in? Thank you, sir. Number 140. Where are my spotters? Number 140. Number 297. Number 338. Thank you. I can't see your number. Thank you. Number 191. Thank you. Number 131. Keep them up, please. They're all over the room. Thank you so all over the room and in the
Online.
back. Online. Thank you so much. Number 251. Give them just a moment. Thank you all for what you're doing. Please keep those up. And let me, one more moment. Also, a reminder, if you'd like to give a donation of any amount, there are cards at your table. Please take a moment to fill those out if you'd like, and we will collect those. Everybody, we got all the $100 donations. Thank you so much. It means so much. 100 anywhere else in the house. I'm sorry, online. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. 11 donors. How about giving a big hand for our online friends? Yeah, there you go. There you go. By the way, we were nervous about online, weren't we, Wendy? It worked out quite well. 100 anywhere else in the house. Thank you so much. Give your friends a big hand. You've been incredible tonight.
Yay.
Thank you.
And just a reminder, if you'd like to give a donation of any amount, you can fill out the card at your table, and we'll have volunteers collecting them. You can also go to onrivertime.org, and you can text keyword onrivertime with no spaces to 56651. Gwen, you are fabulous. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Junior Board, spotters. Thank you. Okay, we're about to have an awesome band. We hope you'll take the dance floor, but we've got a few announcements to make. Steve's going fishing.
Wait, you gonna do chairs first?
No, we'll do that afterwards. Yeah. All right. So look, turn around. Awesome. Thank you. And that was just fun to need. That's awesome. Thank you. All right, so let's see who hooked a trip to Belize.
Dave Nichols loaned me his rod that he uses when he fishes. He does not know how to do it. Yeah, he does not. Okay, you ready?
Ready. You can't peek.
What? I can't read that anyway. I mean...
Are Beth and I creative or what? Do you like this?
Oh, we got somebody. We got a live one.
Uh-oh, you got a live one. All right, this is for Belize. Jeff Bissell. Is Jeff here? Is he here? You don't have to be present to win. Good try. Congratulations. So he's not here? Awesome. Jeff Bissell. Also, we've got one chair at each table has a special something underneath their chair, and that's for a door prize. And you will get to take home our Casting Hope book that is on your table. So you can take the book home with you. It has been an amazing night, y'all. Taylor Hicks Band is about to play. Plan to kick off your heels and take to the dance floor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love y'all. Thank you so much.